Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to the MonaLisa Monroe Morning Show. Grab your coffee or your tea, hunty, because we have a lot to talk about. But before we get started on those red hot topics, please go to my website, www.monalisamonroe.com. We've got t-shirts, we've got mugs, we've got toast. Believe me, we've got you covered. And also, you could purchase my book, Life After the Diagnosis. If you know a survivor or you are a survivor, this is the book that you need. Well, let's go ahead and get this party started right, shall we?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the MonaLisa Monroe Morning Show, honey. And just like the commercial says, grab your coffee and your tea, hunty, because we have a lot to talk about today. And of course, as you know, March is Women's Month, and we are not done yet, honey. Every Thursday, we have had some phenomenal women on the show. And did I disappoint? No, I did not. So why not introduce our guest? This is a wonderful woman that I just met, and I love her, love her, love her. But I'm going to share her with you guys, and I'm going to say this one thing. Yes, not only is she beautiful, she is smart. Oh my gosh. So, without further ado, let me relax and bring my guest on.
I love it. I love it. I love you, MonaLisa. Oh my goodness.
Hey.
Hey, sis.
How are you today?
I'm amazing. I'm so amazing. I'm amazing. And
Good.
I'm glad to be on the MonaLisa Monroe show this morning. I'm so
All right.
excited.
I'm
Mhm.
so glad to have you as a guest on the show. This month, we've had ladies that I think in my little world that
Mhm.
are amazing. And
Mhm.
I just wanted to share the love today with you. So can you tell the audience who you are?
Oh, yes. I'm Tonya Samuels. I am Tonya Samuels. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. And I'm a counselor. I work with a lot of amazing people. And this is Women's Month. And I must say, I'm excited. I just realized that this is my birthday month also.
Yes.
And I turn a big 60 this month. And so what better time to get on here with you to
Oh,
celebrate women, right?
you are not turning the big 60.
Oh,
You are
yes,
not.
I am, and I'm so
Oh,
excited.
oh
Yeah,
wow.
next
You
week.
look
Thank you. So I'm excited to be here, just sharing some of the things that I've had an opportunity to learn over the last, I don't know, 15 years.
Oh, yes.
And women, I'm also I'm a mother of four daughters, adult daughters, and so yeah, we have some amazing, unique needs, and sometimes we forget to take care of ourselves. So yeah.
Yes, and I'm so glad that we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're a lot about that because this
Hmm.
is your platform and
Hmm.
this is your arena here.
Yeah.
Our Black Media, our production
Mm,
company. Thank you so much. Please
mm,
click the new feature on Facebook that allows you to send us stars that help support
mm.
this platform and allows us to keep bringing you these programs. Thank you so
Awesome.
much. Okay,
Awesome.
so let's jump right in. You
Okay.
stated that you are a therapist. Now,
Yes.
let's just dive right into that because
Okay.
trust and believe. I don't know if it's just our culture, is it just, black folks, or is it people in
Hmm.
general that have a stigma when it comes to therapy?
Yeah.
What made you go into that arena, period?
Hmm. Well, you touched on a couple of major points, and so one of the things I'm seeing, and particularly with our culture, African American culture, we have been taught for years that we don't need counseling, right?
Mm,
And for those of us who have come from the church background, we have been taught that all we have to do is pray. Prayer
mm,
is extremely important, but we are destroyed because of lack of knowledge. Okay,
right.
and so I'm finding that. But I think one of the things culturally, not just African American, particularly us, but also minorities, we
Mm,
have some of those mindsets. And so I think it's important that as we continue to have these types of opportunities to share, that it is a safe place, and you must find the right person, um,
mm,
that can maybe identify with some of your unique needs. I have people come in and they say, "Okay, I'm so glad you're African American," because we do have some unique needs that only we can identify with, right? So, the reason why I went into this field, your question, is that I am a believer, and so I wanted to do something beyond pray for our people,
yes.
people period, and I wanted to also join them in their journey to wholeness. And
Yeah.
so, not just give them a prayer, but also join with the supernatural power of the Holy Spirit, but
Right.
also give some natural tools. And
Mm.
that's the clinical piece that I bring. So, mhm.
Okay, so let's play with that a little bit
All right.
because in the church, we were
Hmm.
all raised up in the church.
Yeah.
And I didn't just sort of get this until I became a full-blown grown adult.
Yes.
The fact that you think prayer will do it, it can do everything. Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
But all at the same time, there's some
Mhm.
issues in the natural that need to be addressed because it's a concern that will affect your life.
Yes.
And talking through
Mhm.
things with
Mhm.
someone who's not going to be biased, who's
Mhm.
not going to be, um, in favor of either or, but
Mhm.
also licensed in order
Mhm.
to know
Mhm.
exactly what to say or to
Mhm.
send the person what to do for the rest of their lives.
Mhm.
My first time going to a therapist was in 2006.
Mhm.
That was after the death of my child
Mhm.
because I just couldn't put it together. I mean, I was gone. I was
Mhm.
just done.
Mhm.
So, what type of reasons do you feel like a person should even find a therapist or reach
Mhm.
out?
Mhm. Those are really good questions. So I would like to also add that sometimes people think that counseling is only talk therapy, right?
Mm,
And
oh,
so it's beyond that. Of course, there's a need. I have one particular client that I'm working with right now, and so she says, "I just need to have a space to come in and talk. I don't
wow.
need any of your modalities. I don't need any of
Mm,
your treatment plans, and I just don't have a platform, a place where I'm heard."
oh,
So
wow.
And so we do that. Of course, I'm integrating other little pieces, and she doesn't really realize it or not, but that's what I'm doing. But I do give her that space because it's all about her. But
Right.
there are topics that that need to be addressed with someone. I should say recommend. I recommend that we
Mm,
address those in counseling. For example, if you've had a traumatic background. Now,
mm,
trauma looks differently for when we think about trauma, we tend to think about the fires or the rapes, okay, or
right.
the divorce or the death. Certainly,
Mm,
those are traumatic experiences. But there are other types of traumas. Maybe we were bullied as children. Maybe we were raised or reared in a home where we were told that we weren't beautiful, or maybe I was too
ooh,
dark or too light, or
oh,
um,
wow.
I'm not good enough. But see, those schemas began to shape our view or lens on living, and
Wow.
so we struggle with self-esteem. And so sometimes we have to Michelle Obama makes, we know this statement, people, they tend to go high, I go low, or low go
Mm,
high, right? And
right,
so
right.
we do have to go low, meaning we have to get to the bottom of the iceberg. If you're thinking about an iceberg, to deal with
Ooh,
those
that's good.
primary emotions or primary experiences that shape our experiences that people see at the top. And so
Mm,
trauma is one. Let's see. If you find yourself being depressed, if you find yourself isolating and no longer interested in the things that you used to be interested in, maybe you're no longer you're spending a lot of time by yourself and all of those kinds of
mm,
things. Maybe there's some mood swings. Okay, maybe you find yourself having some highs and really extreme highs or really lows.
mm,
Maybe you find yourself anxious, and I'm not talking about normal anxiety, normal depression. I'm talking about things where they will affect your normal functioning, normal level of functioning. And that's when I recommend you definitely need to seek out some counsel. Grief
mhm.
is a big one. You touched on that. Grief is important.
Mhm.
If we have complicated grief where we get stuck in the different stages of grief. And
Yes.
there just so if you have some marital concerns going on, maybe you have some challenges with blended families, trying to finding ways to blend well. You know, it's
Mm,
not always problematic,
right.
but I had a couple call me yesterday. They want to go into their marriage not because of problems, but so that they don't have some of the problems. So,
Ah.
preventive measures. So, yeah, it may
Mm,
not need to be something like long term, and maybe I see people for about a month, maybe a couple of weeks. I have one guy, I met with him for about 3 weeks. He said, "I'm healed." I said, "Oh, I don't." He said, "You did your job," and he's I bet you're a Christian. I said, why is that important to you? Because I never let him know, because of my fear.
right.
You have to let
Right.
people invite you into that space. But
Mm,
he only needed
that's
a
good.
short, yeah, he only needed a short short treatment, you know.
Well, help me with this because a lot of times people don't diagnose or notice depression, right?
Mm-hmm.
They feel like depression is this really low, point, which it is. But
Mm-hmm.
it also is like you were saying, you just stuck,
Yeah.
and but they don't want to call that depression. But
Mm-hmm.
actually, it is a form of depression,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
you can't move out of that space without,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it's going to take because each and every person is different. But
Mm-hmm.
that's very, very important because I had no idea
Mm-hmm.
that I
Mm-hmm.
was suffering from depression until I heard some of the symptoms
Mm-hmm.
therapist because I didn't want to get out the bed. I didn't want to comb my hair. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
feel like
There you
I
go.
was just like, I'm just having a me
Mm.
moment
Yeah,
or
yeah.
what, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and then I'm in the dark or I don't
Yeah.
feel like eating,
Maybe not eating. See, there you go. Mhm.
yeah. So
That's
can
important.
you sort of give us some of the symptoms of
Yeah.
depression that we
Yeah,
might
yeah.
not think is
Yeah.
depression.
Well, you've touched on them, and I want to just go back to something you said, reminded me of there are different specifiers with depression. You might have a
Mm-hmm.
mild level, you may have a moderate level, or severe level
Mm-hmm.
of depression. And so there's several different signs regarding the depression. And I'm not mentioning, I mean, I'm not even referring to like when we're going through, maybe some menopause or,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
menstruation. It's been a while
yeah.
since I've experienced that. We're women, right? Most of us are women here.
Yep.
Um,
Yep. Put a pin there. Put a pin there. Okay, go ahead.
so yeah, so I'm not talking about just feeling I'm feeling a little depressed today, or something you've seen to make you. I'm talking about where it really impacts your functionality, and so that would look like loss of eating. Maybe there's something something that has occurred where you experience these things, loss of eating. You don't want to, brush your teeth. Put your clothes on, comb your hair, take care of your self care. You don't want
Mm-hmm.
to be around anybody. Now, you might be able to be around people, but you find yourself not present. So you might be,
Ooh,
you know, I'm not present, right? So you
that's
can
good.
be, because I was depressed years back and I was
Mm-hmm.
ministering in the church, praying for people. But as soon as I
All of that.
finished did my function, I went over
Right.
and I sat down and I even praised and worshiped, but I felt empty inside. I had went through
Yeah.
a death, a family. My mom had passed. So we have
Mm-hmm.
the loss of interest in things, loss of energy,
Yeah.
and that sense of hopelessness where you just
Mm-hmm.
can't seem to get out of this. It's like this negative spiraling that you get into.
Right.
And you're
Right.
even entertaining the thoughts of, I don't even know why I'm here. Why am I
Wow.
even here? I'm not even really, but would it matter if I'm not here? And so then
Wow.
we can start have the ideations, and then then sometimes it kind of goes into some thoughts where you have plans. And if that happens, of course, we certainly need some assistance in calling 911 or getting additional
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
assistance. Hmm.
And you can also, because I don't want people to get it twisted. I don't
Yes,
want my
ma'am.
audience to get it
Yes,
twisted.
yes, yes.
You can be depressed and overeat. So
Hmm.
so don't say, I have an appetite. I have a big appetite. Well, are
Hmm.
you overeating?
Yeah, that
Are you
mindless eating. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's so
everything
good.
just
Thank you for bringing that up. That's very true. Very
yeah,
true. You
yeah.
might even find yourself doing things mindlessly, period, where you might go into some, reckless behavior where you really don't care,
Mm.
So those are some things as well. Hmm.
It is so many, and psychology was my favorite
Yeah, I
in
love it.
college, and I still, have a class that I'm taking just on the side type of thing because
Ah.
I just love to basically take care of me for
Mm-hmm.
sure, but
Mm-hmm.
also people will come to you and go, can I talk to you? And or can I pray? Can you pray for me or whatever? And
Mm-hmm.
you wanna assist the best way you know how. I don't have
Mm-hmm.
a license or anything, but I do
Oh,
want to be able to see it with
yes,
the spirit
yes.
of
And,
discernment,
and understand, yeah.
and understand it. Yeah, even when
Yeah.
it's happening to me, because
Mhm,
one moment you could be feeling like this, and the next moment you're like, you know what, I don't even feel like this, and then, okay, that's cool. But
mhm.
when it starts to take 2 days,
Yes,
3,
yes, yes, yes,
a
yes.
week,
That's
okay,
right.
something is not
Yes.
clicking.
Yes. And another thing is when your family or friends start mentioning things. "You okay?
Ooh,
You okay?"
oh my
Seem
Lord,
like you okay, and you be like, "I'm fine.
yeah,
I'm fine. I'm fine." So
yeah,
others start, and it's not always that because I do have clients who don't, they're not really, in the space where they're around a lot of people. So you can
mm,
be in depression and suffering in silence. And so, women, this
ooh,
is the time that we no longer suffer in silence. We have a
mm,
mouth. And I remember I went through depression, and I was after we had already ministered to all the people, and I prayed for all these lovely people, and we went to the back room, if you
mhm,
will. And the minister who was in town, she said, "Okay, I think we're finished." And I was like, "I need help." I mean, it
wow,
was almost like I couldn't even get the words out. But I was crying
yes,
out for help. I didn't, and you're trying to cry out for help, you don't even realize how to get it out.
that's
You
good.
you know? You
That's
don't even know
good.
how to get it. So if you're in that space, whoever's listening, and you feel like, yeah, yeah, I don't, maybe I don't, check off all the boxes, but I have something
Mhm.
on the inside that I feel like I need help and I don't know how to get it.
Yeah.
It might be something worth checking out with a therapist or a friend, you know.
And the question was, how important is it to have a therapist? Look, we're giving you
Yes.
many reasons right now how
Yes.
important it is. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, think back of the couple of months. Well, actually, think back, because
Mm-hmm.
lately
Mm-hmm.
suicide is at its highest.
Yeah.
People that are committing suicide, that who you would never in a
Yeah.
million years
Yeah.
think,
That's true.
what in the world? But
Mm-hmm.
it's that I'm okay,
Yeah.
I'm fine, I'm
Mm-hmm.
good.
Mm-hmm.
That right there is a sign that's, wait a
Mm-hmm.
minute, something's just not right. And
Mm-hmm.
when Miss America, oh
Mm-hmm.
my goodness, when
Mm-hmm.
she jumped off a 17-story building,
Yes. Yes.
and the day before she was being interviewed, no one knew, no one
Yeah.
saw. And
Yeah.
I'm like, she was out in public.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But like you said
Yeah.
earlier, it when
Mm-hmm.
once you go home
Yeah.
and you are with you
Mm-hmm.
at the house,
Yeah.
nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening?
Mm-hmm.
What's the words
Mm-hmm.
that are being said in your
Mhm.
mind?
Those negative cognitions that are saying,
Yes.
no one wants me to, no one really cares. No one, uh, I need to get over this. I shouldn't be
Mm,
feeling this way. I'm not important. Maybe I've been told that
mm.
I should be at a space in my life where I have everything else going on. So why should I feel sad?
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's like we're looking for someone else to affirm who we
Mm,
are and
mm.
giving us permission to speak out for help, to reach out for
Right,
help. But
right.
today, let's give ourselves permission to speak up and say, I need help. Because
Yeah.
in doing so, we'll be able to help not only ourselves, our children, we give
Oh,
other women a voice as well. And let's be transparent, ladies. Let's just say, I've been there. I've done that. I felt like that,
yeah.
and so that would, or I should be, or maybe I'm supposed to be so powerful or so strong. Strong women don't need help. That's another one.
Ooh,
Strong
honey.
black women don't need help,
Oh
right?
my Lord. Oh
Yes,
my
another
Lord.
one. We've fed into this lie, but it's not true. We are stronger because we get the help from others.
Yeah,
It takes
yeah.
a village, yes, and so
Yes.
part of the village, I recommend, needs to be a counselor. Yeah.
Amen to that. And to go back to your very point, those strong, I'm strong,
Yeah.
I'm independent,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
need,
yeah. I
da, da,
don't
da.
need.
You
Yeah.
know what? No, I'm not.
Yeah.
And I, where was it? It was a phrase, check on your strong friends or check on your friends,
Yes.
something
Yes,
like
yes,
that.
yeah, check on your
I
friends,
was
I
like,
think.
look, this real talk.
Yeah.
Because, oh, here's a question. What would you consider to be self-care for women?
Mm. Oh,
Ooh,
I
that's a
love
good
it.
one.
I love it. I love it. So, I'm going to give you an acronym. I love acronyms. Okay. And this is an acronym I use with my clients. And so it's 8 areas of our lives that if
Mhm.
we can be mindful of these areas, then we'll be able to be doing our self-care. Okay.
Mm,
And now self-care is not giving you a permission to not care about anybody else. Let's just put that disclaimer out there. But this
mhm,
is just
mhm.
giving yourself permission to take care of you. That
Right.
the acronym is creation. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So the C is stands for choices. Okay. What choices are we making that are not healthy for us?
Ooh, that's good.
Choices.
Choices.
R is rest. Are we getting enough rest?
Ooh,
Okay.
Lordy.
Lots of research
You're getting
surrounding.
people on the second acronym.
The next one is E. Okay, I think this is something you and I both just love, is exercise. right?
Oh
I'm already
yeah.
thinking about today, where I'm going to get my hour in.
Yeah.
Exercise is important. This is another form of self care. We're taking care of the temple. When we
Yeah.
take care of the temple, it helps with every area that we deal with, no matter what it is: stress,
Yes.
anxiety,
Yes.
depression. My goodness gracious, my just a litany of things. So that's E.
Mm,
A is activity. What
yeah.
activities? What kind of hobbies? I said hobbies, ladies. Yeah, hobbies. Not just your children
Yeah.
playing with crafts. It's okay to do some hobbies, whatever that
Hmm.
looks like for you. T is trust and to be,
Oh wow.
ethically right. Trust in divine power. I believe in Jesus Christ. So
Okay.
your relationship with your divine power, whatever that
Hmm.
looks like for you, but
Hmm.
that would be T.
Hmm.
Okay. And then we need I, your
Hmm.
interpersonal relationships. Let's pause here. Are there any relationships in your life
Hmm.
that has need for maintenance, or you know
I like that. I like that. Have need for maintenance. I love
Yeah.
it. I
Yeah.
love
Is there any relationship? Maybe, maybe there's a relationship that, we need to spend more time with that person, or,
it. Mm.
maybe it's something we need to, develop more. Maybe it's a
Wow.
relative or friend. Okay. So
Mm.
that's I. Then O, outlook. Okay.
Mm.
Outlook is are you a woman who sees things from a half empty glass or half full glass? Are you pessimistic, or
Ooh.
you're optimistic, right?
Mm.
And so, of course, there's lots of resources out there for those types of things. And then N, ladies, the one sometimes we struggle with the most: nutrition. Okay,
Ooh. Oh
nutrition.
Lord.
So
Oh
let's talk
Lord.
a little bit. I'm not a nutritionist, but I can just tell you that if we can just cut back on the sugar, ladies,
Oh my Lord.
cut back on the sugar, because lots of times we just do this mindless eating, or we
Mm.
want something. There's nothing wrong with treating yourself. I have one day, I have one meal should be, but one day a week is my cheat day. Okay. And that would be a time where I'm, using some moderation, and even in all of that, because the sugar feeds
Mm.
into, my goodness gracious, it feeds into so many different things. Insulin resistance, and of course, high blood pressure, diabetes.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness, cholesterol. I mean, it's like a litany of things. Cancer, some
Wow.
research out there as well. So just keep that in mind. Creation is the acronym.
I love it. I love it. And oh my goodness. So let's play a little bit on each one.
All
So
right.
the C was for
Choices.
okay, choices.
Yeah.
I heard, I think it might have been my bishop back in
Uh-huh.
Dallas. Bishop
Uh-huh.
TD Jakes is my bishop.
Oh,
And he said the choices where you are in your life right now is because of the choices
choices
you
that you
made.
made. Mhm.
And that made me pause for
Mhm.
a long time because
Mhm.
I did not like where I was at the
Mhm.
time. And
Mhm.
to just think at the choices that
Mm.
I made, it
Mhm.
made sense
Mhm.
because of you making these choices, the
Mhm.
reason why you're,
Mhm.
where you are today. So,
Mhm.
ladies,
Mm.
gentlemen, whoever's on the show or watching the show,
Yeah.
think about the choices that
Yeah.
you're making
That's good.
starting today.
Yeah, and then if I could throw another C in there, become
Hmm.
curious. Let's become
Oh,
curious. Sometimes we just kind of fly over these little, may look over the word creation and say, "Oh, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good." Let's just remain curious. We say,
yes.
let me just ponder the choices to see, and give yourself permission to examine your life daily.
Mhm.
Okay, but
That part.
yeah, let's be curious. Let's remain
Yeah.
curious. Remain curious about what
Yeah.
choices in our lives need to be
I like
examined
that.
to
I
change
like
something.
that.
Mhm.
And the R was
Rest.
rest. Okay. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, okay, but I'm talking to the ladies because this is our month.
Yeah.
We run ourselves in the ground,
Raggedy. My goodness.
making it the anthem for us is we can get it done. We can do all
Mhm.
things. And I mean, I'm not saying you can't, but
Mhm.
do it in moderation to the point to where you're not
Mhm.
running yourself in the ground.
Mhm. Yeah.
And
That's
I'm
so
guilty
important.
of that. I'm guilty
Mhm.
of that.
So,
So
yeah, this
rest,
is good.
very important.
Can I just say this? It's important that you ask yourself this question. Why am I doing what I'm doing?
Mm,
Am I task driven or oriented because I have been told that the more I do, the more that my worth is somehow related to the things
mm,
that I do, right? And
mhm,
so
mhm,
we don't even give ourselves permission to rest. My mother, she died at an early age, 55 years
mhm.
old,
Oh
and
wow.
she had lupus, and it attacked her kidneys. But
Mhm,
even up until as long as she could, she would, even with her wheelchair, my mother, because she wasn't able to walk, she was taking care of children. She was a teacher, but she
mm.
did several different things at one time. Had heart problems, diabetes, a litany of
Wow.
things. And
Wow.
so I was raised in a family where, you just keep going. You have five
Keep
jobs.
going.
And my husband is Jamaican. If you only have five jobs, you lazy bum, that kind of thing.
I
And
know.
you remember that saying. So it's
Mhm.
okay to give yourself permission to say, I
Yes.
need rest. And then the
Mhm.
power of no. Rest is not always
Ooh.
sleeping, right? Rest,
Mm.
rest, being still, still. But we
Being
do,
still.
we do
Just
need
be
to be
still.
still and know, right?
Oh, girl. Okay. And so the E,
Exercise.
exercise. Now, uh, let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
When ladies hear exercise,
Mm-hmm.
you think either, oh, so I'm fat.
Mm-hmm.
No.
That's right.
Or you think exercise is this serious, intense,
Mm-hmm.
lifting or
Yeah, yeah.
whatever.
Circuit training, hit
Yeah,
training, high intense.
you're training for a marathon or something. But
Mm-hmm.
just think 30 minutes,
Of movement.
30 minutes of walking, 30
Yes.
minutes of whatever. You could be at your house and decide to vacuum, clean
Mm-hmm.
up,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You're moving. You're
Mm-hmm.
moving your muscles and
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I was told after I had my car accident,
Mm-hmm.
the orthopedic told me motion is lotion. So
Oh, I love that.
the
Yeah.
more you move,
Oh,
it's just
wow.
like,
I love it.
because when we get older, we get out of the bed and we hear the cracks and the
Mhm.
crunches and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Yeah.
But once you get going and
Uh-huh.
moving,
Mhm.
you're fine. You just
The
got to keep moving. How
Mhm.
many times have we heard people go into retirement and not too long after that, what? You see
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, because of lack
So,
of movement lots of times. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
The
So
other
not to
thing is
overdo it, but
yeah.
just start
Mhm.
moving. Go ahead. I'm
The
sorry.
other thing is, if makes you feel good. Like if you're walking, this is a good
Yes.
time to maybe listen to some music or listen to a podcast, the MonaLisa Monroe show. You can kill two birds with one stone, if you will. That could be
Right.
your time to listen to your version, or
Mhm.
maybe catch up on a phone call that you need.
Yes.
I recommend stillness. Just just looking around while you're walking and looking at the trees, looking at the birds. This would be a time of just enjoying the nature. Look at the grass, listen to the silence,
Mhm,
and all
mhm,
of that helps to release endorphins in your body where you're calmer and you're more
mhm.
relaxed and you become a lot more healthier as well. Your heart is pumping properly, your lungs are
Yes.
pumping properly. All the systems are working in the right, they're in synchronicity. They're all coming together in that beautiful way.
Yes. Yes. And
Mhm.
the A, we basically talking about the A, which was activity.
Activity.
So
Mhm.
what do you do? Just take a walk.
Mhm.
Take a
Mhm.
walk. And
Mhm.
and one thing about me, I love water,
Yes,
right?
me
If
too.
if I'm walking,
Yeah.
sitting, whatever, by some water, I'm
Yes.
so good. That's
Yes.
like my
Mm.
meditation time.
Yes, 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 yes. That's good. The
Um,
A, let me mention this as well.
mhm,
Activity can also mean things that you used to enjoy that you forgot
mhm.
about. I can't
Oh,
tell
that's
you how
good.
many women I will say to them, I say, so what kinds of things you do, you enjoy for hobbies? Oh, I don't do anything. I don't have time for that. Well, what did you used to do? What did you like to do? Well, I
Oh,
used to
yeah.
write poems. I used to write. I used to draw. Well, when was the last time you've drawn? You know,
Wow.
Maybe to
Wow.
start doodling and only, those kinds of things make a difference.
And whatever you do to make you feel good,
Yeah.
and I catch myself, and this is just me, this is my
Uh-huh.
little crazy stuff.
I love it.
I just like to be around pretty things,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll go to a furniture store
Yes,
and
yes.
don't buy anything. I
Uh,
just like to be at home, that the
yeah.
store at home,
Oh, yeah.
and just walk and enjoy the pretty things, a Hobby
Mhm.
Lobby or
Mhm.
Michaels or
Yeah.
something like. I just like to be around pretty things.
Yeah, that's so wonderful.
It
That's the
makes me feel good.
play with makeup in the bathroom, just put
Just
some color on
something.
your eyes. Just do something, just make you see, all kinds of things. Mhm.
Whatever, and the question, what are forms of self-care that you practice? Ooh.
For me? Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
so many. Oh wow, I love playing with makeup a little bit. I read. I love to
uh,
read. I love
mhm,
to read. I write
mhm.
as well, and I love to walk. hmm
Okay.
I love to dance. You know,
Me
and I
too.
love to sing. Yeah.
Ah,
And yeah, and one of the things I really enjoy when when I have the time going to antique shops and going to consignment shops, and that
yes.
I like going to Goodwill too. I like to
Yeah,
find
me
finds
too.
and yard sales. Oh my goodness, yeah,
Yeah.
those are fun.
So I didn't know you like to write. Have you wrote a book?
I'm actually working on one now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, I am.
Oh, we gotta
We
have
get
you
to,
back.
yeah,
We
we're
gotta have you
working on,
back.
and it's actually a book for women. Yeah, yeah,
Really? Awesome sauce. I love it.
yeah.
Okay, so for me, what do I do for self-care? Well, like I was saying earlier, I just like to be around pretty things.
Mhm.
And then if I'm not able to be around pretty things, I do enjoy reading as well.
Mhm.
I'm I'm reading a book now, The Power of the Tongue,
Mm.
trying to get this thing right here under some
Uh-huh.
control.
Who is that by?
Uh,
Is that by Joyce Myers?
no, it's actually, I wish I had it in front. Oh, I do have it. Okay, here it is. Taming the Tongue.
Oh, Taming
Boom.
the Tongue. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. Oh,
And
that's
it is by Jeff Robinson Sr.
oh, okay.
And this is really, really good. And that's what
Okay.
I've been reading just to, you know,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I love it. Yeah.
And of course, I like to look at fashion, go to the
Mhm.
store and just window shop type of thing. I just like stuff
Mm.
like that. And
Mhm.
that's sort of my self care,
Mhm.
nails, hair,
Yeah.
toes, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. But even if you don't have the means, just to sit by a fountain or a lake
Mhm.
or a beach or
Mhm.
something like that, just woo-saw, as they say,
Mhm. Mhm.
is
That's good.
forms of self-care for me.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah.
was a good question because a
That was
lot
an
of people,
excellent question.
yeah, a lot of people throw that word around self-care, and people go, okay, what is it? I mean,
Yeah.
what do you do? You
Mhm.
know?
Mhm. That's
Um,
good.
so going back to creation, so the T
Mhm.
was trust. And that's the first thing that came to my mind was
Mhm.
trust God, of
Yeah.
course.
Mhm.
But who else would you
Mm.
say
Mm.
to trust? To
Yeah.
trust God, yes,
Mhm.
but trust in
Mhm.
friendships, in
Mhm.
relationships, what
Mhm.
would you say that
Well,
would
the
be?
other thing I find is that we as in women, we have trust issues.
Mm, exactly.
And
Exactly.
so I would say to yeah, yeah, I hear it a lot. It's hard for me to trust people.
Mm.
These are statements I hear women are saying. It's hard, and there's lots of it. It has a lot to do with attachment wounds that we've
Oh, wow.
received as children. Maybe we've had someone, a caregiver, who has betrayed our trust. Well, we couldn't trust them, and so it's hard for us to trust others. So become curious as to why is it that you have trust issues. But
Mm.
you should have someone in your life that you can trust, maybe a girlfriend,
Yeah.
a relative, your spouse,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
children,
Yeah.
your community group, your church leadership.
Right.
You can trust. Trust is important because it creates a haven of safety and a haven of
Hmm.
rest, you know.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes. And
Mhm.
you got to be able to trust somebody. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, somebody.
hello, somebody. Uh,
Sometimes, I hear people say, "I don't trust anyone," and so I would begin to explore that, and then
yeah.
as they're talking, I say, "Okay, this might be someone sounds like you put them in high regard. Is it possible?" "Yeah, yeah, but, they've always been there for me." Well, see, sometimes we overlook those folks in our lives that
Oh,
we have been trusting for years, that we kinda go into this mindset of, I don't trust nobody. Nobody's there for me."
wow.
Is that
Wow.
really true? Who's
Mm,
trying to be there for you? Who's trying to give you an opportunity to earn their trust? Mhm,
wow. That's good. And
mhm,
the I,
mhm. Interpersonal relationships.
honey,
Hunty, hunty, hunty,
auntie,
hunty,
look
hunty.
here. Interpersonal relationships. And I love the fact that you said
Hmm.
you said maintenance.
Maintenance. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
I
Yeah,
love that because
yeah,
usually I go just delete some folks. You
yeah.
just
It's
have
easy
to
to do that. Yeah, it's
you
easy.
you have to evict some people
Yeah, we
out of
learned that on last Sunday. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah, if they're
Shout out
toxic.
to Pastor
If
T.
they yes, if it's toxic, if and let's just define toxic. So toxicity looks differently to different people,
Oh,
because
okay.
I'm hearing, well, I know he loves me. He doesn't,
Beat me.
yeah, and he provides for us and all of that.
Mm.
If he or she is bringing you down,
Oh,
if it's not
wow.
healthy, it's very demeaning, it's not a cheerleader, celebrating your life. If they're
Mm.
sucking life from you, those spiritual leeches,
Ooh.
are we sucking life from you, or are they, like you and I, Mona, we're
Mhm.
new friendship, new sistership, but I'm looking for opportunities to be a blessing to you, and you're looking for opportunities to be a blessing to me. So it should be reciprocal, right?
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
don't look for that, but it should
Right.
be a natural evolution of such. And so,
Mhm.
those interpersonal relationships, just make sure it's nothing toxic,
Yeah, and
Mm,
that's very, very important because you might not even realize
mm,
that the people that you're around are bringing you down
yeah.
or giving you these negative feelings or
Mhm,
emotions, and you're
mhm.
like, "Oh, why am I feeling like this?"
Yeah.
It's the people that are around.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that conversation, it's that energy, and I'm an
Mhm.
energy person. If I don't
Mhm.
feel good about it, well,
Mhm.
okay.
Mhm.
And that didn't come
Mm.
immediately. That came
Yeah.
over
Over
time
time.
and discernment,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not feeling that person or that person's not feeling me.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
sometimes you're going to clash with some people and
Yeah,
that's okay
yeah, yeah.
too.
That's
You
true.
know, you're
That's
not
true.
going to get along with everybody and that's okay.
That's really, really true. And if you can't speak life into them and speak truth to them,
Mm.
it's one thing if you know someone who's very negative, or maybe they're very, they're talking about a people a lot, gossiping,
Oh,
tale
yeah,
bearing.
yeah,
You should be able to say to them, I notice that you do this. Speak truth to them.
yeah,
And if they
yeah,
can't receive it, at least you've given them an opportunity to grow. And then you
yeah,
can make your exit. But just be truthful. If it's a safe environment to do so. If
yeah.
you're with an abuser,
Mm,
whether
mm,
emotionally or physically,
mm,
let's come up with an exit plan,
mhm.
so that we can get out of those very toxic relationships. Mhm,
That's good. That's really good
mhm,
because you have to be able to trust truth too with that person. Because if that
mhm.
person is bringing you negativity or whatever, and you decide to move on, I think that person you owe that person the reason why you're leaving in some
Yeah,
cases too. Because
yeah,
especially
yeah.
if you grew up with that person, because the
Yes.
first thing they're going to do is be like, "Oh, so no, I'm leaving,"
Mm,
or I'm sort of moving around because every time you talk, it's negative. Every
yeah,
time,
yeah.
and you should be able to feel comfortable enough with that
Mhm,
person to tell them that as well. So,
mhm.
and accountability goes both ways.
Yes,
If
yes,
if
yes.
you want people to tell you the truth, you got to be able to give someone
Mhm.
truth too.
That's a really good
The
point.
Bible
Good
says
point.
if you want friends, you got to be friendly.
Friendly.
So
You gotta be friendly.
it's
Yeah.
got to be two ways type of thing.
Mhm,
And so,
mhm.
but
Yeah,
the O,
yeah. Outlook. Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
outlook. What
Outlook.
is the outlook that you have? And that was very, very good when you said, "Are you an optimistic or a pessimist?"
Yeah.
I'm like going, you know what? That's good because a
Mhm.
lot of people saw.
Mhm.
2020, the
Yeah.
pandemic,
Mhm.
as a horrible situation.
Uh-huh.
But
Mhm.
then on the flip side of that, it was some people saying, yes, it was horrible. Yes, it was bad, but
Mhm.
I became a millionaire. I saw
Yes.
opportunity.
Yes.
I did
Yes.
this. And
Yes.
a lot of people came from nothing
Uh-huh.
and became something within
Mhm.
that time frame.
Yes, yes,
And you're
yes.
like
That's
going,
so
how do
good.
you do that?
Yes, yes. This is so good. I'm going to encourage someone who's listening today to look
Mhm.
again. To look
Ooh,
again.
look again.
Look again.
I
Look
like that.
again. Look again. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes we can have such tunnel vision that we're
Mm,
fixated on only the negative of an issue. And you
right.
miss out on all the beauty around it. That's why
Mhm.
gratitude journaling is so important. That's another thing that we try to do with our clients is get them to
Gratitude
every
journal.
night. Yeah, every night for a
That's
couple of
good.
minutes. Write down, get yourself a cute little, I have one here. But I'm gonna show you this one I use on a regular basis. Get yourself like a little cute little booklet,
Yeah.
and write down maybe 2 or 3 things that you're grateful for.
Ooh, that's good.
So there's always something, because if we find ourselves only fixated on the negative, we miss out on the positive. I mean, the little girl may have smiled to you when you were walking down the street.
Oh,
Think about
wow.
that. The
Yeah.
butterfly that just kind of swarmed around you, those
Mm.
kinds of things. That I
Yeah.
love you that you got from my grandchild, or from your
Oh.
spouse, right?
Hmm.
So outlook is really, 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 really important. That
I
way it
love
helps to build that optimism. And I'm not talking about I'm feeling great. I'm going to have a great day.
it.
I'm just, oh my God, I'm over the top. I'm over
Yeah.
the top. And I am an over the top kind of a person. But it's also important to not be like myself or Mona Lisa. We're both over the top kind of people. And that's how
Hmm.
God created us. But just
Right.
looking for opportunities to look again and see if you can extrapolate or find other things in that environment that is positive and fixate
I love
yourself
it.
on that.
I love that. Look
Mhm.
again. Just
Look
look again.
again.
When you think, and that always used to get to me
Mm,
because I'm a morning person, and I used
me
to go to
too.
work before. I used to go to work on 1000 at 8 a.m. in the
Mhm.
morning. And people are like, oh, are you kidding me? I'm
Mhm.
not a morning person, or da 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 da. Or the day
Mhm.
barely got started and they're like, oh, I'm having a bad day. I'm like, oh my gosh. How? What?
Already?
Already? You just got here.
Yes, look
But
again.
you
Mhm.
have to look again. And I don't, I just say, Lord, thank you. And maybe it's because of
Mm,
me having to do that, because I've
mhm.
been in those situations to where, like, when
Mhm.
my health failed me, I,
Mhm.
I had to wake up and
Mm.
go, thank you, God.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm still here.
Yeah,
So
yeah. That's
from
good.
there, it's just, look, you got to appreciate everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything.
That's
Like
so
Paul
good.
said, you counted all
All
joy,
joy and be
every
content in every
bit of it.
situation. Yeah. You
And
know,
believe it or not, it
that's
does something to
that's
your body.
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
does.
That's another thing. When you smile, there's a lot of research that talks about, the endorphins that's released. There's actually you get more happy hormones released in your body versus the negative hormones, meaning adverse things that impact,
Oh,
heart disease and diabetes and
ooh, yes.
insulin resistance, all those kinds of things. But you're wondering, I'm working out, working out, and then I'm
Mhm.
not losing any weight. Is it possible that because of the stress that's associated with a negative mindset is
Wow.
causing your body not to be able to respond well to
Wow.
those kinds of things?
Wow. That, sis, is a mouthful and a
Mhm.
whole book,
Yeah, yeah.
because that's one of the things. And I went to a holistic doctor when
Uh-huh.
I
Good.
when I was diagnosed with leukemia back in 2010.
Mhm.
And a holistic doctor told me,
Mhm.
he said that it was three things that I needed to do within my spirit man
Mhm.
be cured. I didn't say, healed, because God heals you.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he said to be cured from leukemia,
Wow.
because leukemia is not an inherited disease.
Uh-huh.
Let
Uh-huh.
me let the audience know that.
Yeah, yeah.
It just happens, quote unquote.
Wow.
So how does something just happen? Think
Mm,
about it. Nothing just happens.
mm,
So he said that because of the traumas
mm,
that were loaded on top of each other in my life, and
mm,
without me being able to release the emotional
mm,
traumas of that,
mm,
my
mm.
body responded negatively,
Wow. Mhm.
and that blew me away.
Wow.
And so he said, if you want to, basically get over this, he
Mhm.
said, you have to release the guilt,
Mm. Hmm.
forgive,
Mm.
and release the shame.
Wow. Wow.
Honey, I
Wow.
was
That's so
like,
good.
what? But then when you think about it, all of those things are biblical because God told us to forgive. And then he said, there's no condemnation in me, right? And then basically, come on now, there is nothing on earth that you cannot say you don't see God in. So you have to have joy. Joy. Release. Just release. And the moment that I forgave my father, forgave my ex, and got rid of the shame and the condemnation of the death of my son, my body started to repair itself. And when I tell you,
Wow.
it's in the book, but I'm just saying,
Mm. Wow.
from January, I was diagnosed January the 6th, 2010,
Mm.
2010,
Mhm.
January 6th. I was healed, no sign of leukemia in September of that same year.
Wow.
And the doctor, the oncologist is like, whatever you're doing,
Mm.
keep doing it. And
Wow.
I was like, praise God, because I will. And that is what
Mm.
I set mission to do in my life
Wow.
is
Wow.
I'm not receiving any
Mm.
negative um
Mm-mm. You can't. Can
things
you?
in my
You can't.
life.
Mm-mm.
And that means I'm going to start forgiving and releasing and getting that
Quickly.
off of me because
Wow.
it affects your body
Yes, it and every level. Yes, yes,
on
yes.
every level.
Yes, yes. So much science around that. Wow.
It's so much. And the
Wow.
holistic doctor also said breast cancer,
Mm,
if you were to talk with that person and get a real story
mm,
about that person, their heart was broken
in some way.
in
Right.
some way, or they have kept resentment to,
Mhm.
so heavily in their heart to the point to
Wow.
where it created that negative. Your cells are
Yeah.
living being,
Yeah,
living
yeah, yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so,
Mm.
like you said, you're releasing, when you smile, you're releasing things.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Mhm.
when you're frowning, you're grabbing it.
Yeah, yeah. At a cellular level. My goodness.
At a cellular level, girl,
My
God is
goodness.
deep.
Mm.
He's
See.
deep.
Yeah. Ha. Wow. My goodness.
Yeah.
Goodness. Oh, this is good. Mm.
So, lastly, let's talk about
Wow.
that end,
Nutrition. My goodness.
nutrition.
You
Now,
know, wow. Hmm. You
I'm
know,
guilty
you
of
know,
that.
I have been on this journey, particularly of late, and I think it has a lot to do with my 60th year. I've always eaten well overall. I've never really had never been, a fanatic over cookies and all of that. But there's sugar in other things. It breaks
No, baby.
down to
Yeah,
carbs, right?
yeah,
Never
yeah.
was a bread person. I figured, I'm good. I'm not really into bread. I don't really do
Mhm,
rice and all
mhm,
those. But
mhm.
I was noticing that at night I was mindless and I
Yeah,
might, crunch on stuff. I had a crunching
like
sensation,
a
like
snack.
a
Yeah,
snack, right? And so it might be a Cheeto, right? Or
right.
it might be this or that, And so I was justifying. So, but when you learn, I encourage ladies to do some education. I mean, get into some resources and find out what sugar does to your body. Just do that.
Wow,
And when
wow.
you learn that when you're allowing those sugars to get into your system, first of
Mm,
all, you're today. If I even was to pick up a Cheeto, I'm looking at it as a inflammation stick. And I'm
Oh,
not putting inflammation in my body, right?
oh my
This is a
God.
temple. So I pray that God begin to show you this is inflammation. You're taking in inflammation,
Wow.
inflammation stick. So I'm not doing that, but
Wow.
it impedes your progress, and also water.
Water.
Water,
Oh my
water,
goodness.
water. I try to get at least 3 of these in a day
Oh my goodness.
because
You
it
would be
flushes
amazed what that does to your
cleans your
body.
skin, okay? And yeah, and it just and also there's a lot of science surrounding, helps you reduce anxiety too, because it helps
Oh,
you to no longer focus on that thing for just a split second. Now the water, it creates endorphins in your body as well, where you're able to relax, and like if I'm drinking water now.
uh-huh.
mm, Now I'm fixated on the water. I'm not thinking about that thing, right? And so
Wow.
there's a
Yeah.
lot going on with even with drinking with water. That sensation that one gets, that
And
coolness.
look, it's the reason why your body's 75% water, or is
Water.
it 80?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's a lot. It's
It's
a
a
lot.
lot.
And
Mm-hmm.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty. And I totally agree with
Yeah.
you having to shift gears in
Mm-hmm.
what you put in your mouth. And I'm gonna tell you what helped me.
Mm-hmm.
I told you I'm a reader.
Yes.
I read this.
Oh yes.
Eat right for your blood type.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This book right
I
here,
can see you've worked through it. Looks like.
honey. When I tell
Okay.
you, because my blood type is O.
Uh-huh.
And I realized that when I would eat stuff, I would get inflammation.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, what is the deal? And so this book told me, look,
Mm.
you're type O. That's not working with your blood. That's not
Mm.
working. And so literally that's when I found out I was lactose intolerant.
Mm.
And I found out that I was gluten. I can't eat gluten.
Mhm.
And ever since I took that out of the diet, I try my best. But ever
Mm.
since I tried to take it out of my diet, I can
Mhm.
see the
Mhm.
inflammation starting to decrease in my
Yes,
life.
yes, yes,
Now,
yes,
I'm
yes.
not perfect. Of course, I slip
Mhm.
and slide.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
when I do, I can see
Uh-huh.
it in the mirror. I can,
Uh-huh.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
And so you bring up a really good point. Sometimes people think that if you're doing these things that you cannot enjoy yourself. So, just try to work on just trying to maintain a lifestyle of such. Treat
right.
yourself every now and again,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Get up again, do it
Yeah.
again, start again.
Yeah.
If you're not working out or walking 3 days a week, you know,
Right.
do it next week,
Yeah.
so that shame that one receives, man, I didn't do it, I'm not going to do it, I'm not good enough, I always start things and never finish. Let's do it again, let's try it again, let's do it
Yes,
again.
yes, yes,
Hmm.
yes. And
Hmm.
and the word with I had Rodrika on the show,
Oh,
and her
wonderful.
word was restart.
I
And
love
now
it.
it's like your word for me and my spirit is
Hmm.
look again.
Look
Just
again.
look again. So
Yeah.
restart, look again. It's just such
Yes,
good
yes,
stuff. Oh
yes,
my God.
yes. Wow.
So
It's so important.
how does the audience find you?
Hmm.
Where are you on social media, on
Yes,
website?
I'm on different sites now. I'm learning, and I have a colleague who's going to help me become even more effective with this as well. But I'm going to give you my direct number. You can contact me, and I'm pretty quick to respond because I
Mhm.
like to be available unless I'm in session or sleeping at night. Okay, my number is 912-549-0309. That's 912-549-0309. And you can also find me on just Google Tonya Samuels.
Mhm.
Tonya Samuels. And my company is Pillars of Hope Counseling Services here in Richmond Hill. I'm on Psychology Today. I'm on Facebook under Pillars of Hope.
Yay!
I'm on Instagram with me trying to play around with that. I'm even in the process of
Yes.
doing a YouTube channel as well. So that's soon to
Hey.
come. So Tanya Samuels, you can call me direct 912 549-0309.
Awesome sauce. I love it.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you so much for
This
being
was
a
so much
guest on my
fun.
show this morning.
Oh, I
I
love it.
appreciate it. And also, I want to tell the audience, you don't get a stigma.
Yeah.
Let that go about therapists or
Mm,
therapy.
yes.
Get you some help. Talk
Mm,
to someone. I mean,
mhm.
sometimes people say, well, I don't want to talk to just anybody. I want to talk to a Christian therapist. I want to talk to a black therapist or
Yeah, yeah.
whatever.
Mhm.
Whatever. I don't care. Just talk to somebody
Mhm. Mhm.
and make sure that they have the belief alignment with you, because
Yes.
it's some folks out there that might not have the best interest at
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
can't do everybody.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I want to encourage everyone to, of course, contact my girl Tonya Samuels,
Yeah. Can I?
but if
Mhm.
not, try to
Mhm.
find someone
Yes. Yes.
somewhere.
And I can make recommendations, but if I can offer a special, if
Sure.
you reach out to me, say by Monday of the Monday coming, which is it's my birthday month. We'll just say by 31st. That's almost, let's say, for my birthday until
Yeah,
the end of
please. I
the
was going
month.
to say, give it the
Yes,
31st.
I'll give it to the 31st. This is my birthday. Yeah. If you reach out to me, and if you're in Georgia, because I'm licensed in the state of Georgia, I'm going to give you half off your first session. How about that?
All right. That's
Mm-hmm.
good. And
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm gonna add a little bit on to that. I'm gonna say, now you have to mention that you saw
Oh,
us on the
Mona
Mona
Lisa. That's what I was
Lisa.
going to say. You have to say Mona Lisa morning show. Okay. You got
That's
to say
right.
that. And you can
You
text
gotta
me.
say that.
You got it. And you have to make this contact with me by the 31st of this month.
Awesome.
March
Awesome.
2023, and mention Mona Lisa Morning Show, and
All right.
we'll make that happen. Okay.
Thank you again for coming on the show. Mwah! I will see
Mwah.
you soon.
Very soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Man, oh man, I told you we were going to have a fabulous show. Thank you so much again for tuning in to the Mona Lisa Monroe Morning Show. And yo, guys, once again, don't let life happen to you. You make life happen. Okay? Okay. Now, I'm going to click like and share the show again later on today, just in case whoever missed it. Replay the show, watch the show, get the information, the phone number, and don't forget to mention that you saw it on the Mona Lisa Monroe Morning Show so you can get that half off, baby. And again, if you are not in the Georgia state of Georgia, but you're somewhere else looking for help or therapist or anything like that, please Google therapy in my area or whatever the case may be. Don't do life alone. I'm getting that from Hope City. Woo-hoo. Shout out to Hope City. Don't do life alone. Okay, it's too many folks on the earth that can help you. So don't do it. Don't do it. All right. Thanks again. Thanks for tuning in. And I will see you next Thursday. Bye bye.